has many similarities to excuse me, Instagram posting. What we teach people to do when they join the business at first is to set up their own private selling group, which is really your online customer base. It's just like your cataloguing. When you're blanket dropping with your catalogues, you don't know who's going to buy from you. But when you start eventually going back to just people that have bought from you before and people that are interested in your product, that becomes your customer base, and it's very much the same on Facebook. So we teach you how to set up your own private selling group. And the reason we make it private is because if you have a public group on Facebook, anybody, whether they're on the group or not, can see and interact on that group without having to join it. If they've joined it and it's private, you can post anything you like on there. You can do special offers, you can do online parties, etc., that's just for them. And if they're a member of your group and they're interacting on that group, they will get notified when you post on it. And also you're going to use that group maybe to generate inquiries for your business as well, so that needs to be private too. You don't want the public to see what you're posting on the group. We would also recommend as well though that you have a public page on Facebook, and again, like Instagram, we would use hashtags on that. That means that anybody that's looking for those hashtags, and at the moment, how many people are looking for Christmas 2021 hashtags?
Well, I checked it last night, it's up to 60,000.
Right, okay, so that's a really, really good hashtag. Christmas 2021 is a really good one to be using because people are looking for that already, and quite often with the page as well being public, the HQ official network page will share your content as well. If it's a post, it might be a sponsoring post or a product post or a product demo or something like that, and the company will share that if they see you using that and it's visible to them. Okay, so that's just some pointers there to keep in mind. Okay, so stories next.
Yeah, now, Facebook obviously has the story feature as well, as does Instagram. I'm sure many of you have used it. It's little circles that appear right along the top of your timeline. Stories are fast becoming more and more popular. Rather than people scrolling through their feed, they'll just click on and watch people's stories. So, it works the same on both platforms. Post as many as you want in a day. They only stay there for a 24-hour period. Both platforms have special features that you can use, such as adding music to them, using stickers. You can tag people or you can tag businesses in them as well. Instagram does have a few more features than what Facebook does. And it's just a case of going on and playing about with it. The main thing I want to say to you about stories for your business is do not make it just product after product after product, because people switch off. They want to see a bit of you as well, so mix it up, be a little bit personal. I'm not suggesting for a minute you go all Love Island reality on your stories because it might get you into a bit of bother, but mix it up, let people see, you could be out for a walk with the kids, the dog, you've got a lovely view, you're out for Costa, you're on holiday, let them see a side that the lifestyle that the business that you're in has brought to you. Instagram Live, quite self-explanatory. Obviously it's a live feature, it appears at the start of the story bar. People will go on Instagram and just search for IGTVs, some will watch stories, some will watch lives, etc. The interesting thing about doing a live on Instagram is you can earn some money. Now you're not going to be a millionaire overnight, but your viewers can buy what's called badges from Instagram, and if they like your content, like what you're saying, you're showing them, maybe you're having a bit of a laugh and they get that, they like that, they can gift you a badge, and each badge obviously has a value. So you can actually make money from it as well. And I mean, you could do your what's in the boxes live, you could just talk about the business, use it as a networking tool as well.
Okay. Yep. Facebook, again, very, very similar. Facebook stories are absolutely phenomenal for gathering interaction on your Facebook profile. Again, use a wee mixture of occasional products, occasional business messages, plenty of lifestyle things. I'm away for the weekend, or I'm in Costa, or I saw this funny thing walking down the street, or whatever. The good thing about stories as well is that you can promote more interaction. You can ask a question, you can have a wee poll, you can say things like, would you like a catalogue? Picture of the new Christmas catalogue, would you like one? Any replies that come from stories are private, so it was a private message and you then have a normal conversation. You could have do you like the pink duvet set or the blue duvet set? people reply to that as well. And some people, you find it's the same people, isn't it, every day that look at that, are looking at your stories, and they disappear again in Facebook as well after 24 hours as well. Facebook Live, exactly the same again as Instagram. You can do a Facebook Live on your timeline, on your group, on your public page. You can do product demos, what's in the box videos. You can do parties. Online parties are very, very, very effective at moving product, and you can do them live or not live. We'll get back to that just shortly. Video marketing is definitely here to stay. If you're not happy to do a live video, you can pre-record your video and then post it once you're happy with it. But the difference with that is you don't get quite as much interaction because people don't get notified that you're doing that if you post it pre-recorded. Live videos can be very useful. This time last year I went live on my group and I announced that the Christmas catalogue was now live, and as in previous years we were going to do a charity appeal again last year with the toys and the makeup as well for people that had nothing to open at Christmas. Our local radio station does a Cash for Kids appeal every year, and last year during lockdown, absolutely humbling experience, we achieved £1,300 worth of donations from customers last year. The previous year without lockdown it had been 700, which we were thrilled to bits with, but 1,300 in a year of lockdown was outstanding to us. And all I did was I went live in the group every week or every 2 weeks, and I showed them things that people were donating to the appeal, and just please support it if you can. And people really gathered around it and made such a huge success of it, so we're absolutely thrilled to bits. So also remember selling and sponsoring opportunities. Don't miss the opportunity to sponsor as well on social media and show your successes, because that's really important as well. Just make sure you thank your customers and you show your successes, and just gather as much interaction as you can.
Lastly on this one, I'm going to just mention IGTV, which allows you to post videos of up to an hour. Now, it's a really good way of getting more detailed information out there, whether it's a what's in the box, whether it's just showing off flicking through your catalogues, how you present your business, etc. You can post it as a normal grid post. It will give you the option to post a short version to your grid or to go for the longer IGTV version. I do recommend you go for the longer version because that'll put it in both places. Go on IGTV and it'll go on your grid as well. Anybody viewing it on the grid gets a little pop-up to press to watch the full-length video. So it's a really, really good way of engaging. And I think actually one of the perfect things for the IGTV, for example, on the VivaMK Instagram would be when Michael's done a live, for example. You could upload them to the IGTV there as well, for anybody to learn and find out about the business.
That's us, yeah. Okay, Facebook, just a quick overview again of Facebook. I think we've covered most of it now. There's lots and lots of ways to grow your business on Facebook. We've already talked about the selling group and the public page. There's also a marketplace facility which is absolutely brilliant as a source of leads for your business and sales. You can use local buy and sell groups, and as you get more experience you can use groups that are further away, because obviously we have the dropship facility now as well. And there's community groups as well which help, maybe not for sales and sponsoring and everything, but they help with your Facebook footprint as well. If you're on a group, maybe vegetarian cookery or cake making, or Jack Russell groups or Chihuahua groups or something like that, and you're interacting on these groups. I put a video on once of my Jack Russell watching, animals on TV, because he's obsessed with TV, my dog. He howls during Coronation Street, which we don't watch, but we now know that he howls during it. But I put a video on a Jack Russell group once. I had 700 views of that video in about 12 hours. It wasn't a group I was particularly interacting on, but it's good to let you practice and things like that. You can have an online party in your group as well. This week with the new Christmas book and the toy, you can have a toy party, a separate Christmas party, Facebook stories. You can have story parties as well, where you're posting maybe a group of products on your story and they're appearing one after the other for 24 hours. A few of us in our team also have a sponsoring group and a sponsoring page as well. And again, that's for people who inquire about the business. You can take them to your group and invite them to your group where you've got maybe the opportunity video, the advocates have one, there's a couple other ones about. You can use success stories, what's in the box, Michael's updates live, and you can also have theme days on your group, like maybe a Fiver Friday, or show your what's in the box, your video demos, or a little theme day like makeup or something like that. A toy day, I feel like a toy day coming on. And remember again to share your success in your group really, and always remember to ask if they know anybody in the local area who's looking for extra money. Facebook Messenger, again, great way to send people information about special offers. Catalogue PDFs always come out. Lynn always does a flipbook for our team. Jeff does flipbooks as well. Use them to their best advantage, and don't ever miss an opportunity for a sale or an inquiry for the business, because there's loads and loads of tools there, and if you're not sure about starting with everything, just start with one or two.
So we've already touched on some of these, but basically using Instagram is building a community. You want to build followers, you want to grow your engagement. So the best way of doing that is making sure you reply to any comments on your posts, because that's what the algorithm wants to see. It wants to see you being social and engaging with people. Now, even if it's just liking a comment, giving up, saying thank you back, or just popping up a little emoji, it all counts. Similarly, make sure you comment on other people's posts. It doesn't have to be all the time, but even just the odd one here and there, it will really boost your engagement. Grid posts I've already spoke about, but I just want to say there's absolutely no pressure to post every single day to Instagram, like we sort of tell you to do with your Facebook groups and stuff about being consistent. You might want to mix it up, you might want to do one day grid posts, one day stories, because sometimes it's quite a lot of, you've obviously all got busy lives, so it's quite a lot trying to create enough content some days to post on both as well as your Facebook. Reels is what I really want to mention on this slide, because Reels are a brand new feature on Instagram, and at the moment Reels are boosting your engagement massively. They give you the opportunity really to be as creative as you want to be. Now, a reel can be a slideshow of photos, it can be little clips of edited videos put together to a piece of music. If you watch other people's reels, at the very bottom right hand corner you'll see a circle, which is the music that they've chosen. You can click that and save it if you like it, so you can build up your own library of music to use with your reels. And actually the post that Liz posted yesterday into the official group with the personalised table and stuff, that would be a fantastic reel as an example. It's very, very similar to TikTok, so it's giving you 15 to 30 seconds of a clip. And one of the main reasons actually that Instagram have profiled it just now is because obviously America's trying to shut down TikTok. They offer you far more visibility potential as well because of the Explore feature on Instagram, which allows people who don't follow you, have maybe never heard of you, but it'll boost your reels up to them as well. Live demos, I spoke about that. Your Instagram shop, again, something I would recommend once you've established a following, once you know the basics. You do need to have a Facebook page with a shop as well to link it to, but it's certainly worthwhile doing, as I say. And now DTV, I've actually already said that. So there we go.
Okay, other social media platforms are available. You'll be delighted to know that we're not going to cover all of these just now. I would particularly like to mention though, next door at the top right there, that is a new social media platform which is in theory your immediate neighbourhood. Now mine particularly, because it's not very busy yet, actually covers about a 15-mile radius. But that's perfectly fine. You can post on there just like you do on Facebook. You can advertise products. You can ask who would like a catalogue. If they're close enough to you, you can drop one off. If they're not, you can send them an online link to whatever catalogue they're interested in. But I've sold products on Nextdoor several times, including dropships. I've also done simple things like when I've got a few boxes to get rid of, I'll post them up for people to collect free. And every conversation that I have with people, I'll invite them to my group and I'll invite them to look at the business. And the boxes that they come and pick up from that porch have generally got a catalogue and a flyer just forgotten about somewhere in the box. So it is another way really to promote your business. And I would say, I've actually forgotten to say this, when you send a dropship, does everybody know now that you can also send out a free catalogue with that dropship and a little flyer that tells the customer that the person who's sending that order is looking for new distributors as well. So don't miss that. I've been asking for that for 5 years, including saying it wasn't possible for lots of reasons, but now it is there and it is free, which is fabulous. So just add the stock code to your order, and it doesn't have any bearing on whether it's three items or more than 3. It doesn't have any bearing on the delivery charge at all. But remember to always use that, because people have bought a duvet set from you, but they don't know that you sell makeup and personalised gifts and Christmas stuff. So always make sure you give them that information when you're sending out their order, and then follow them up. Are you happy with your item? Did you receive the catalogue? Is there anything else you're looking for? Okay, and WhatsApp, we'll get back to just in a wee second, but Louise has got a few others to mention.
eBay and Amazon, obviously pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you've all used them for buying or selling. TikTok actually has amazing business potential. Businesses are really taking off on TikTok at the moment. I mean, obviously it grew popularity over lockdown for just a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh, but there are a lot of businesses moving from Instagram over onto TikTok as well as another platform. Basically just, you know, unleash your creative side, just show that your business is fun, and there's a lot of possibilities there, and Michael, I think we'll talk about that later after you've had a few wines. Pinterest actually, I got really excited the other night and I sent Kate a link at 11:30 at night.
And I refuse to look at it because I've been up till 5 in the morning.
But you can actually now have a business account on Pinterest, which allows you to run ads for your business and sell products through a website platform, which I think is something that really needs to be explored, because I think it's got a lot of potential.
And you can also find really nice positive quotes for your book as well, for a good morning post and stuff as well.
I popped a website up there as well. Again, I wouldn't recommend that you do that right away unless that is your thing, you know what you're doing kind of thing. If you've built your business up to the point that a website is going to be a positive addition to your business, because it is a lot of time, then it's well worth doing. It really is. Obviously it allows you your Instagram shop and stuff as well. And LinkedIn and Twitter, I've just popped them up there because I think they're excellent platforms for networking.
Right, so Michael asked us for a couple of ideas that you can take away with you today before you leave and put into action before you leave, and it's really important that we mention them now, because one of the things that's really important in the room today, we've got product displays and stuff like that, and that's a really, really important feature of today that you might want to check that out during the break. So you do the first one? What is the first one?
Yeah, so what we were going to recommend, take a selfie, take a shot of something here today, post it to your stories. If you've not done it before, give it a try. You've nothing to lose at all.
Picture of the new Christmas catalogue. Who would like a catalogue, and let them reply to you? Would you like a catalogue? And then if people say yes, or next week, or you know, a bit too early, then you'll get the replies to that and you can take action on that. Okay, the next one is WhatsApp. Yep. Somebody asked me before we start. I'm really, really glad they asked this question, because this is a really untapped resource that is working really well for our team. On WhatsApp, if you have it on your menu page, it might be slightly different whether you have an Android or an iPhone, but on an iPhone, at the top left of your home screen on WhatsApp, you can see a button that says broadcast lists. You can click on that and set up a broadcast list of whoever you want that's on your phone contacts. It's not a chat group, it's different to a chat group, and the reason it's recommended for this activity is because when you send a broadcast, the person receiving the broadcast is only receiving that message from you. They're not receiving it as a group chat, they don't know who else is getting it as well. As far as they know, it's just them. So first thing to do is go through your contact list and select, there's a wee tick box, select anybody on your contact list that's maybe a customer, or a friend and family member that would be interested in your business, or you don't know, you don't prejudge, just send them it. And then you send them a message that says, hi, hope you're well, have a great weekend. We're just at our Christmas launch with VivaMK just now. We thought you might like to see the catalogue. Here's the front cover, a wee picture of it. Would you like to receive a catalogue in the post? So do something like that. Now, the first time I did it, Lynn had made a flipbook of the Outdoor and Pets catalogue when it first came out, and that was my first broadcast. Hi, hope you're well, having a great Monday or whatever day it was. thought you might like to see a brand new outdoor and pets catalogue. You'll be receiving one shortly anyway, but thought you might like a wee preview. Have a wee flick through it, told them how to flick through it, and let me know if there's anything you're interested in and you'd like to order. Within 24 hours I had £150 worth of orders from doing that. So the next time I did it was the You and Yours catalogue, £100 of orders the same day that I sent that out. It's easy to do and easy not to do, but I would totally recommend that you do it. Now the only people who receive that message are people who have your name listed as their contact. So the first time I did it, I sent it out to about 40 people. The second time I did it, it was 56. You don't know who's going to see it, and you don't know who's going to reply. Some people will reply and say, I can't wait to see it when I come back, I'm in Ibiza at the moment or something, that's fine. But you do get replies to that all the time, and all the replies are private. So it's not like a group where everybody is seeing everybody else's response and their phone's pinging off the hook and they end up leaving the group. They're receiving a broadcast from you as a private message. And it's a really, really good resource. I think other teams are possibly using that as well, but it's an absolutely brilliant resource for us and a great generator of extra sales. Over the Christmas PDF comes out, as soon as it comes out, I guarantee you'll get sales if you try that, the toy one as well.
So thank you for listening today. I hope you've got some tips there that you can put into practice today. As I've said, everything we do is easy to do, but it's also easy not to do.
Yeah.
So get the consistency going, form habits, and yeah, we wish you all the success that you're willing to work for, and here's to a happy Viva Christmas.
I think you're going to have a great Christmas.
Well done, girls!